The Philippines is being called Asia's rising tiger. But what exactly does this mean? Posting a GDP growth of 6.7% in 2017, the country has one of the fastest growing economies in the world, expanding at a rate unseen in the last 5 decades. The good news is, it's just getting started. The better news is that we have designed a brand new city to be the nucleus of this economic renaissance. Less than 1 hour from the capital, Manila, straddled by hills and blessed with tropical climate all year long. We are building the city of the future, a landmark development twice the size of Manhattan. Originally developed by the Americans for its secure and strategic location in Asia Pacific, Clark is being transformed into a disaster-resilient metropolis that will be competitive and attractive to a global market. It will consist of 4 main districts. The Clark Freeport Zone, an existing mixed-use complex established in the 90s. Clark Global City, which will serve as the primary business district. And New Clark City, which will house satellite government offices and a first-class sports village. Central to all of this is Clark International Airport, which will soon be expanded to accommodate up to 80 million passengers a year. This ensures that travel will be comfortable while trade is seamless. A city unmatched in connectivity, with access to world-class highways and the service of high-speed railways, connecting north to south and east to west, across surrounding seas and over oceans. Clark is a city built as living proof that business in this part of the world is not only easy, but simply better. With no red tape, lower taxes, and endless investment opportunities. This is a city prepared to attract talent so that the country's best and brightest will come here to work and choose to call this place home. Because this is a city that knows how to play, where you can unwind at your own speed, where safety is paramount, and people always come first. This is a city where history and culture thrive, where modern conveniences meet timeless traditions, and progress is driven by passion. This is a city with limitless ambition that may someday find itself among the great cities of the world, built for business so that time is always well spent, and built for people so that life is always well lived. This is Clark.
Good day, everyone, and welcome back to HR on the Go, where top trends and hot topics in HR and people management are coming your way. So buckle up and prepare for takeoff. HR on the Go is a joint collaboration of Clark HR Council and International HR Institute airing live on a CHRC Facebook page every month. If you are interested in becoming a CHRC member, join us via www.clarkhrcouncil.org/join. In today's episode, I am joined by an experienced trainer slash HR director, and we are going to be talking about the role of HR in the aviation industry. So, one of the most affected industries, now, as we all know, during the pandemic is the aviation industry. It has affected, passenger traffic, air cargo demand, aviation training, airport workforce, and many more. And as in every industry, HR plays an integral part of business operations, from maximizing employee performance through training and development to hiring and retaining good employees. And now, to help us understand the role of HR in the aviation industry, may I introduce to you our speaker for today. He is an experienced trainer, a general HR practitioner, and an administrative planner. He is a proactive and result oriented HR leader with a broad range of experience in corporate HR practices, including training and development. And he is bringing in years of experience in planning and organizational skills, employee relations, performance and rewards management, employee discipline, compensation and benefits, and events organization. He has a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy in the University of Assumption, and he is currently taking up a Master's of Business Administration at Don Honorio Ventura State University. It is my honor to introduce to you Mr. Fernando Macabali Yusi. Hi, Sir Fernand. How are you?
Hi, May. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. Good afternoon. I'm
All
good.
right. Thank you also, Sir Fernando. I know that you're busy. No, I know that you have a busy schedule ahead of you. But again, thank you for giving us an hour not to talk about the role of HR in the aviation industry. Sir Fernando, I'm actually very excited to talk about this because kung hindi na natin I'm also part of an industry that has been so much affected during the pandemic, which is
Mm,
the hospitality industry. And alam
yes.
natin yan, no? Magkasama yan, hospitality, aviation, tourism. Sobrang tinamaan tayo
hmm
niyan, no? But no, now, Sir Fernand, kamusta? Kamusta ang aviation industry at the moment?
Well, right now we are starting to recover. As you all
Mm-hmm.
know, flights have been starting to rise up.
Mm-hmm.
So our industry has also taken its considerations to flight back in the aviation. So
Mm-hmm.
little by little, we are recovering.
All right, that's very great to hear. No, how long have you been an HR professional, Sir Fernand, in the aviation industry?
I've been an HR practitioner for more than 10 years, but in the
Mm-hmm.
aviation industry, I have been here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. I see. And were you an HR also before in your previous company?
Yeah, I was with retail, I was
Mm-hmm.
with food and beverage, all
Mm-hmm.
for the human resources practice.
Alright, so sobrang iba-iba, no, Sir Rena. What can you say is the difference of being in an aviation industry versus your previous organization? How is it different being an HR with these organizations?
Oh, it's very different in the aviation, HR in the aviation industry, because the aviation, since the institution is regulated by Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines. One thing we have to be particular is our familiarity with its regulations, or what we call the standards. And this is
Mm-hmm,
paramount as a practitioner, since we deal with licenses,
mm-hmm,
manuals,
mm-hmm,
the airlaw, or what we call the Philippine Civil Aviation Regulations.
mm-hmm,
This is from an ordinary processing of corporate applications to a more complex requirements for applicant, especially the pilots.
mm-hmm. So it's very different, no, Sir Fernan, as you are, as you stated, you do have a lot of standards to follow. No, you do have a lot
Yes.
of, and like, I mean, not to, of course, but it's different when it comes to the aviation industry. So, for you, Sir Fernan, what is the major role of HR in the aviation industry? Ayan, let's start strong na agad.
Oo nga, HR plays a very vital role in the organizations, particularly in the aviation industry. One of our core function is to recruit and, of course, train the best talents that can deliver
Mhm, mhm,
world-class training acumen.
Mhm.
So iba talaga pag
Mhm.
aviation eh. Our corporate objective is to train and develop world class
Mhm.
aviation leaders, hindi
Mhm.
lang pilots eh.
Mhm. You mentioned about recruitment. Siguro let's start one by one, no, Sir Fernand. With regards to recruitment, no, what is the most challenging part in recruitment when it comes to the aviation industry?
I think um, this is not ordinary or this is not very particular with aviation industry. I think here in Clark, they feel the same with regard to recruiting the Gen Z, the Gen X versus the
Mhm.
millennials.
Mhm. Mhm.
Still, the millennials are very keen with the compensation package, not to the entire career they will have to get in any industry here in Clark. So
Mhm.
particular pa rin talaga in ang millennial sa compensation
Mhm.
package. It's
Compensation. Mhm.
what they will benefit
Mhm.
from from the industry, not the what they call this the career that really awaits the good career
Mhm.
that really awaits for them.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
How
it's
about the
still
Gen?
common.
How about the Gen Z's naman, Sir Fernand? Do you also still hire ba for Gen Z?
Yes,
Mhm.
we are diverse here. We have baby boomers.
I
We
see. I see.
have 70 to 75-year-old pilot employees.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
We have 21 of fresh grads. We consider them. We also cater
Mhm.
to them. So mix talaga yung population namin when it comes
Mhm.
to corporate employment.
Mhm.
So me belonging to Gen X,
Mhm.
so I was able to witness yung process nung training, the traditional way of employment
Mhm.
versus as
Mhm.
compared with the new generation. So
Mhm.
malaki yung gap. Ang challenge for us is how to mingle with them, how to
Mhm.
develop a training program or that corporate culture that will mingle with everyone's choice and preferences.
Mhm. Parang ano, no, it's multi-generational. It's the
Correct.
actually it's another topic that we had last time. No, multi-generational talaga. It's one of the pressing challenges at this moment kasi I think at this point, no, Sir Fernan, ito yung time na marami ng halo-halo, no, unlike before na apat na generation lang. I think now even seven generations are working all at the same time, no. So
Correct.
that's good to hear. But I realize I didn't ask this previously, Sir Fernan. I think some of our viewers would be interested sila joining the aviation industry. What exactly is the aviation industry? Kasi minsan nakaka-confuse din eh. Airline industry, ano ba yan? How does it differ?
How do we differ with the airline industry?
Yes, yes. What is the aviation industry and how does it differ? Yeah.
Okay. For aviation industry, we have several, shall we call it, units. For
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Aviation, we have these, what we call approved training organization. Here in
Mm-hmm.
Clark, we have the ATO, the approved training organization. We deal with simulator machines or
Mm-hmm.
simulator trainings.
Mm-hmm.
For the other part of our business, we have the core flying, and
Mm-hmm.
we also have the approved maintenance organization, which we deal with maintenance training centers. We give trainings to aviation related courses like the aircraft mechanic, aviation, the aeronautical engineering students. We cater trainings for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the main product that we have is the airline pilot program,
Mm-hmm.
which means we offer zero to hero courses for the aspiring pilot students who
Mm-hmm.
would like to become airline pilot in the future.
I see, I see. So, Sir Fernando, I mean, I would assume, no, that most probably a lot of your staff are probably pilots, no, and I would assume also that they're not mura, no, hindi sila mura. So, how do you keep them maintained, no? How do you maintain them? How do you retain them in the organization?
For the pilot employees, actually, these are our instructors.
I see, I see.
For the younger pilots, these are the ground instructors and the flight instructors.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to compensation, we we accord attractive compensations like flight based
Mhm.
sila. So when you say flight based, they are productivity based. When they fly, they have this certain compensation per
Mhm.
hour. So when they
Mhm.
fly, they have this peso sign.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
that corresponds with the number of hours they would be
Mhm.
teaching or flying.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the staff, how do we retain them? We do not actually expect them to be retained for the longest years because our
Mhm.
vision
Mhm.
is all of these pilots, younger pilots, would would end to become airline pilots. So once a
Correct.
pilot
Mhm.
instructor resigns from us, that means that's a good story or that's a good news. It means they will have to fly in an airline industry, and which is one of our main targets to send
Mhm.
them to airline industries. So what
Mhm.
we do is we recycle, we
Mhm.
invite other pilot applicants from other schools, and of course
Mhm.
our
Mhm.
graduates also. We give
Mhm.
priority to them for to join us as pilot instructors.
I see. So just to clarify things, so correct ba ang understanding ko, Sir Fernand? When they train with you, they are also considered employees already. When they train,
Yes.
tama ba? I see.
Yes.
And then once they finish the courses or the training period, that's the time that they move out, and then they go to airlines and start, being
Correct.
a pilot, mga ganon. I see,
Correct.
I see, I see, I see.
It's
So how,
like sorry.
please continue, Sir Fernand.
Okay, it's like a stepping stone for
Mm-hmm.
them to become successful airline pilot
Mm-hmm.
because these pilots deal with a number of flying hours. Once they
Mm-hmm.
fly with our aircraft, that already counts the flying hours.
Mm-hmm.
In the airline industry, very important kasi yung number of flying hours. Actually, that's their their market value. The higher flying hours they have, the more chances of getting employed in the airline industry.
I see, I see, I see. So now I'm just wondering, Sir Fernand, you yourself is a training and development professional, no? But I'm just wondering, how is training being conducted in the airline industry? Because I assume you do have, um, how do you simulators and all of that. So how do you do training in the airline industry, in the aviation rather?
In the generally speaking, in the aviation, we are surrounded by uh, regulated trainings. We
Mm-hmm.
have the recurrent training programs. For
Mm-hmm.
example, for a typical aircraft mechanic, he has to
Mm-hmm.
complete at least the 7 basic trainings that he needs to retain
Mm-hmm.
his CAAP license, the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines license.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these are license issued by CAAP, and it's like when you hold a PRC license, you have to retain your required number of CPD or the
CBT ones,
continuing
yeah.
professional
Mhm.
development units for
Correct.
you to renew your license.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with CAAP licenses. You have to attend to several trainings that are required by CAAP. So
Mm-hmm.
for the pilot training, we start actually with the ground school phase. We
Mm-hmm.
have the theoretical discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It can be online, it can be
Mm-hmm.
face to face.
Mm-hmm.
After which they move to the core flying. For the core flying, this is the actual flying in our outstations using our training aircraft. This is,
Mm-hmm.
of course, face to face.
Mm-hmm.
We discuss mostly the safety, the standardization. We have the type rating training courses. And of course, we have the top caliber instructors from airline companies. Ito yung mga retired airline pilots na medyo makikita mo of 55 years old pataas, experienced pilots from the airline companies. And they come here to share their experiences in the airline industry.
I see, I see. So, Sir Fernando, now I'm just wondering. So, how does do you have a training and development team in HR per se?
Yes.
So, how does your training and development team collaborate with subject matter experts? Because I assume these subject matter, if I'm not mistaken, they're cadets ba parang gano'n, di ba? They're really like
Mm-mm.
high level professionals. So, how do your training and development team manage that? How do they collaborate with them?
Okay, every year we have this training plan. We
Mm-hmm.
have this training program for individual employees or individual departments.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the CAAP related licenses or employees retaining CAAP licenses, they have these programs, training programs for the entire year. And we include that in our yearly budget that we need
Mm-hmm.
to attend to and we need to conduct. But right now, having this maintenance training center, it is also an approved training organization
Mm-hmm.
released by CAAP. So we
Mm-hmm.
are the ones conducting the training programs for the recurrent trainings, like for the aircraft mechanics, the aviation technicians, the
Mm-hmm.
likes of safety management system training. We conduct that uh, within its internal. We have subject matter experts, and for
Mm-hmm.
other behavioral related trainings, we outsource these training programs from our
Mm-hmm.
partner uh, coaches or the ones that
Mm-hmm.
issue or accord us training programs.
I see. So you also do third party trainers in terms of behavioral trainings as well. So
Correct.
more of
Yes.
you do. Oh, I see. Sir Vernon, what do you think is the importance of outsourcing these trainings? Because I think in some organizations they do it in house, even yung mga behavioral training.
One good point about when you outsource training programs is hindi siya cannibalized. So meaning it's like in the schools when you hire professors uh, who are coming from different industries, pressing issues in your world, in your entire world, hindi siya limited dun sa school mo o dun sa
Mm-hmm.
institution mo. There may be pressing issues from outside your companies that can be discussed, or that can be
Correct.
what do you call the experience inside. At least you would know
Mm-hmm.
what to do. So the expertise of outsourced personnel or training providers are very vital in the
Mm-hmm.
industry, kasi pwedeng mangyari ngayon, pwedeng hindi ngayon. At least you would know what to do when this happens.
Correct.
So kasi
Correct.
yung learning process nila iba, tapos
Mm-hmm.
kapag sinama mo sa aviation industry or sa
Mm-hmm.
company mo, at least you would know agad. Meron kang
Mm-hmm.
contingency plans agad before it
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Like
Thank you.
for Circa Logica, I was able to attend one of its training, care of
Mm-hmm.
Sir
Mm-hmm.
Miguel. I
Mm-hmm.
was able to attend one of his trainings, and actually
Mm-hmm.
Jester was our speaker. That
Mm-hmm.
was in Makati.
I see, I see, I see. So, malaking bagay din talaga. I get your point, no? Yung parang hindi masyadong, plus there's no bias and all of that, no?
Correct.
It's
Yes,
great to
correct.
do, to outsource training as well. So, now naman, let's go to the downsides naman siguro, no? What are the most pressing challenges po, Sir Fernand, that happened being an HR in the aviation industry? Because personally myself, I had a hard time being a trainer when we had to transition everything virtually nung nasa hospitality industry ako, because
Correct.
it's something new, especially in our industry before, no? So tell us more about that, Sir Fernando.
Okay, since tourism was badly hit by the pandemic, so as
Correct.
the aviation. And at the same time, since we are an airline pilot supplier, student
Mhm.
training really affected the industry, as they were adamant to come back and continue their training. The lifeblood of the company, our school, is from the tuition fees. So there
Correct.
were students who were adamant to come back and continue their
Mhm.
training. So that means wala kaming mga training sessions. So walang
Mhm.
income. One thing
Correct.
that help us survive is our simulator machines,
Mhm.
since pilots are required to regularly conduct their simulator training, so it sustained the company. Now,
Mhm.
we also resorted to number of retrenchments during
Mhm.
pandemic way back
Mhm.
2020 until 2021.
Mhm.
We had this higher turnover rate due
Mhm.
to work arrangements, like we adopted the reduced number of working days in a week. So the affected individuals compelled to look for full-time employment like the BPOs.
Correct,
Imagine
correct,
an aeronautical engineer will be applying in a BPO company kasi
correct.
reduced number of work days kami. So,
Not sustainable as
of
well.
course, we understand these people,
Mhm,
these employees have their own budget that they need to sustain. So may
mhm,
mga kotse yan, may mga pilotong, may
mhm,
mga condominiums na na-acquire. And during the height of pandemic, wala silang kinikita. So they managed
mhm,
to transfer or look for other job, not exactly related with the industry they chose.
mhm. Now, how did you slowly and bounce back, Sir Fernand? Because as you said, you did mostly yung simulation training, diba? So how did you slowly go back to the other trainings that you had before, or how did you slowly bounce back from the pandemic?
Actually, nahirapan kami when we started back.
Mm-hmm.
I remember last 2020 in
Mm-hmm.
April we simulated a trial, going back to face on a gradual basis. So we actually started with our health protocols. So not
Mm-hmm.
everyone will be reporting face to face. It
Mm-hmm.
will be on a rotational basis.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi ang mahirap diyan is gumastos kami ng malaki when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to personal protective equipment na.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there were employees who were hit by COVID when they were
Mm-hmm.
reporting face to face. So
Mm-hmm.
laki ng ginastos namin as to the test kits, the
Mm-hmm.
RT-PCR,
Correct.
we needed to attend to those. The
Mm-hmm.
quarantine facilities, we needed to provide quarantine
Mm-hmm.
facilities for affected employees. We needed to isolate. We needed to do the contact tracing, and
Mm-hmm.
we needed to send employees or personnel to the hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, we were, of course, with the help of our regional director and the safety people in the company, we managed to get back gradually, little by little, and until now, since February, we started the full face-to-face schedule. So, in God's grace, nakalampas kami dito sa pandemic. Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, I was lost there.
Okay, sorry.
And I think no, Sir Fernan, talagang the aviation industry was really affected because it's one of the industries that you cannot remotely transfer it. Unlike some industries that you can, you can do virtually or you can work with others remotely because as this one, no, gusto ba natin na magkaroon tayo ng piloto na nag-practice lang
Yes,
remotely, ano? Kaya you
correct.
really had to resort to, you really had to postpone, kumbaga, your other trainings that you had before, no. And now
Yes.
my question naman, Sir Fernan, of course you did had some challenges, no. What are the benefits, siguro, what are the benefits of being an HR in the aviation industry?
Benefits, actually, number one is connections.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get to connect with different people from the aviation industry.
Mm-hmm.
Sabi nila, napakaliit lang ng mundo ng aviation.
Mm-hmm.
Magkakakilala sila in that terms. Pero to get inside of it, napakalaki ng aviation
Mm-hmm.
industry. You'll get to meet a lot of people from different countries,
Mm-hmm.
having the same industry. You'll get
Mm-hmm.
connections. Ang maganda actually yung career sa HR when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to aviation.
Mm-hmm.
Dito lang sa Alpha Aviation, what we do in order for us to retain employees, we have what we call the employee retention program.
Mm-hmm.
No? Imagine at
If
least,
you can share it, Sir Fernando, feel
oh,
free
yes,
to.
okay.
Okay.
It's actually a company initiated
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
benefit na we have what we call the ERP. For
Mm-hmm.
example, you have at least rented for 5 years in service in the
Mm-hmm.
event that you wish to leave and
Mm-hmm.
work abroad. and you apply for other job, meron
Mhm.
ka ng retirement benefit after 5 years. Other private companies do not have this. It's a
Really?
company
Mhm.
initiated program, and when the time comes, at least 20 years in service, you'll get 100% full of your retirement benefit, and you can still work after availing a retirement benefit. Of course, other than that, we started to manage and continue our wellness programs in the company to keep them fit and healthy. So our health services went out of its way
Mhm.
uh, to conduct these wellness programs. We monitor the health status of our employees, and we give perks for those who really comply with our health protocols. We have the
Mhm.
CSR. We have been doing community services. It's our way of giving back to the community. No, we
Mhm.
join, we involve ourselves with tree planting,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
donation drive.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
tapos of course the benefit packages we offer to employees. Kukwento ko mamaya, private
Ayan, so
message.
ayan, oh, so if they're interested in applying with
Yeah,
your organization, doon na lang nila makikita what more benefits
correct.
you can gain from being an HR in the aviation industry. So I think now, Sir Fernand, we were able to capture a lot of things already. Now, Sir Fernand, what advice would you give to an HR professional eyeing a role in the aviation industry?
As long as you have the keen desire to serve your customers.
Mm-hmm.
Customers, they are our employees, of course.
Correct, correct,
In the practice of human resources, sabi nga doon sa mga memes sa Facebook group page ng mga HR, kasalanan ng employee, kasalanan mo, ikaw magsasolve niyan.
correct.
So what do we mean by that? You should have a keen heart in serving these people. The mission and the vision of the company truly lies with the human resources. The best assets of the company are the human resources, which are the most important people in your organization apart from our clients or customers. So when you serve your employees, that means you serve the mission and the vision of the company. So for them to become good servers of the company, you have to serve your employees, being our internal customers. So kung hindi ka matyaga when it comes to helping your employees, kahit gabi na yan, nagte-text pa, nagchat, nag-i-inquire kung nabayaran yung OT nila, etc.
Correct,
So
correct.
kung hindi ka matyaga doon, you can never become successful in your field as human resources practitioner.
Correct. I think in every industry, no, not just in the aviation industry, Sir Verna, I think
Yes,
it's very very important talaga na as an HR, we do get a lot, no, parang minsan may message ka, Sir Fernan, ano po ba yung PhilHealth number ko? Parang
yes,
bakit mo tinatanong sa akin yung PhilHealth number mo?
yes,
No? So I think, no, if you are also, if to our viewers watching us today, no, if you have plans on being an HR in general, not just in the aviation industry, no, I think it's very important, yeah, that we always put the heart and the human, no, in human
correct.
resources. So ayan, thank you so much, Sir Fernando. That was quick,
Thank
but
you.
short and quick, but very very sweet. No, I have learned so much about the aviation industry na kung baka after nito talagang mag-research na din ako ng mga opportunities sa aviation industry. No, I'm just kidding. So again, there you have it. Thank you so much, Sir Fernand, for sharing some time, no, and
You're
your
welcome.
knowledge in the role of HR in the aviation industry.
Mm,
And to our viewers, no, if you want to reach out to Sir Fernand in the future, no, just reach out to him on LinkedIn, no, or Facebook on his
yes,
social media sites, no. So feel free to do so to learn more about the benefits of being in the aviation industry. So again, Sir Fernand, do you have anything to promote?
okay, for those who wish to have simulator experience, you may visit us here in Alpha Aviation. We
Mm-hmm.
are located at 10 N1087 Jose Bad Santos Avenue, Clark, Freeport Zone. Malapit po kami, tapat kami mismo ng The Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Nasa compound po kami ng Clark One Stop Shop. So you may look for me, ipapasyal ko kayo sa mga simulator machines namin and will give you an experience na hindi nyo may experience sa ibang companies o
Mm.
aviation companies.
Just to clarify, Sir Ferdinand, it's also a flying school, correct?
Yes, it is.
Oo, parang mas general term. So to those of our viewers, no, Alpha Aviation is also a flying school. So if you are interested in becoming a pilot, no,
Correct.
feel free to
Yes.
reach out to Sir Fernan
Yes.
anytime. So again,
I
thank you.
will assist you if you wish to become a pilot someday. Maganda ang kita ng isang piloto and when you retire,
Yun talaga yon, Sir
pwede ka pa
Fernan.
mag-work. Okay. There is no age
Correct.
limit sa pagiging piloto once you retire to become an airline pilot. Pwede ka pa magturo sa amin.
Correct. Thank you so much, Sir Fernand.
Thank you
Again, thank you
also.
for sharing your knowledge and expertise in the aviation industry. And to our viewers, now if you are interested in the future to go back to this episode and revisit our previous episodes, you may visit our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Again, HR on the Go is a joint collaboration of Clark HR Council and International HR Institute, airing live on the CHRC Facebook page every month. So if you are interested in becoming a CHRC member, join us via www.clarkhrcouncil.org/join. Again, thank you, Sir Fernand, for that wonderful conversation. So again, we'll see you on the next one. So our viewers, thank you for tuning in on this episode of HR on the Go Season 2. All right. Thank you, Sir Fernand.
The Philippines is being called Asia's rising tiger. But what exactly does this mean? Posting a GDP growth of 6.7% in 2017, the country has one of the fastest growing economies in the world, expanding at a rate unseen in the last 5 decades. The good news is, it's just getting started. The better news is that we have designed a brand new city to be the nucleus of this economic renaissance. Less than 1 hour from the capital, Manila, straddled by hills and blessed with tropical climate all year long. We are building the city of the future, a landmark development twice the size of Manhattan. Originally developed by the Americans for its secure and strategic location in Asia Pacific, Clark is being transformed into a disaster-resilient metropolis that will be competitive and attractive to a global market. It will consist of 4 main districts. The Clark Freeport Zone, an existing mixed-use complex established in the 90s. Clark Global City, which will serve as the primary business district. And New Clark City, which will house satellite government offices and a first-class sports village. Central to all of this is Clark International Airport, which will soon be expanded to accommodate up to 80 million passengers a year. This ensures that travel will be comfortable while trade is seamless. A city unmatched in connectivity, with access to world-class highways and the service of high-speed railways, connecting north to south and east to west, across surrounding seas and over oceans. Clark is a city built as living proof that business in this part of the world is not only easy, but simply better. With no red tape, lower taxes, and endless investment opportunities. This is a city prepared to attract talent so that the country's best and brightest will come here to work and choose to call this place home. Because this is a city that knows how to play, where you can unwind at your own speed, where safety is paramount, and people always come first. This is a city where history and culture thrive, where modern conveniences meet timeless traditions, and progress is driven by passion. This is a city with limitless ambition that may someday find itself among the great cities of the world, built for business so that time is always well spent, and built for people so that life is always well lived. This is Clark.